Hello, namaste, sat sri akal, adab. Welcome back, everybody, to In the Air on Cricket Tracker with me, Navedna Prabhu. I know all of you are very excited to see what's in store in this first T20I between Ireland and Team India. Of course, बहुत सारी exciting चीजें हैं to discuss that. But before we get further talking to my cricket guests who are joining me on the show, let's find out where all the action is happening in this first T20I. It's going to be happening at the Village in Dublin. And of course, it's going to be starting at 9 p.m. IST, which means the action is just around the corner. Aapke kya predictions hai about this particular match? Tell me that in the comment section. And there's going to be a lot more to be discussing. Lekin before we get into all the analysis aspect of it, let me call on both my cricket guests for today. I have Rishabh as well as Umesh joining me in the studios. Welcome to the both of you. Great to have you on Cricket Tracker show in the air. सबसे पहले मैं पूछना चाहूंगी आपसे उमेश, आपको क्या लगता है going into this next assignment for Team India, a team which is, of course, full of youngsters looking for opportunities as well. आपका सबसे पहले takeaway from this two-match T20I series क्या है?
बेसिकली वी टॉक फ्रॉम द इंडियाज पर्सपेक्टिव, तो सीधी सी बात है कि हार्दिक पांड्या इज कमिंग अप विद कॉन्फिडेंस। गुजरात के साथ जैसा उनका स्टिंट रहा आईपीएल में, जिस तरह से उन्होंने परफॉर्म किया बोथ इन द कैप्टनसी एंड एज वेल एज विद हिज गेम, जो कि उन्होंने अपने गेम और कैप्टनसी दोनों के साथ प्रूव किया। और सबसे बड़ी चीज ये है कि हेड कोच राहुल द्रविड़ और रेगुलर स्कीपर रोहित शर्मा ने जो एक कंसिस्टेंट टीम रखी। रोहित शर्मा भी मिसिंग थे उस टीम में, ऋषभ पंत के साथ तो गई टीम इंडिया, और उस टाइम पे जो कंसिस्टेंसी रखी टीम ने कि दे वर नॉट रेडी टू चेंज द प्लेइंग 11। बट यहाँ पे लगता है कि इस असाइनमेंट में हार्दिक पांड्या और हेड कोच राहुल द्रविड़ के पास एक थोड़ी सी चीजें रहेंगी कि दे कैन गो लीनियंट एंड मेक सम चेंजेस और गो अहेड विद सम एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, like they can put in Umran or Arshdeep to give their maiden debut calls. So ये भी हो सकता है। And as we are getting the breaking that it is from the news that Umran has been handed his debut
Sorry to
cap.
cut you short. We will come to that. We will talk about, Umran
Okay.
and getting that opportunity. But I would want to give my other cricket guest a chance to also, give me his quick viewpoint. Rishabh, welcome to In the Air on Cricket Tracker. What is your takeaway for such an opportunity? Because right after the India-South Africa series, this is also a way to kind of see, ultimately, for that high-profile T20 World Cup 2022, they're looking at those combinations, opportunities are being given out. So who are the players, you think from Team India's perspective is definitely going to be having a lot of attention in this T20I series?
Well, first, as Umesh just mentioned, I guess Umran Malik is going to be the talking point of this series now that he's also making his debut in the very first game. And also the other bowler that is I'm really excited about is Arshdeep Singh. Like we have seen him bowl at the death, being very economical, though he hasn't picked as many wickets as he would have liked, but
Right.
that man has really not given away runs at the death, bowling at economy rate of around 7 in the recently concluded IPL. So yeah, these two are the players to watch out for me.
All right. So now Rishabh has, given us his point of view. आप सबको क्या लगता है? I'm pretty sure all of you have a lot to say about Umran Malik. I see the comment section filled with him. I'll come to talking about that. But before we dive into that, we have a quick trivia question for our cricket guests as well as all you viewers. Let's find out what that trivia question is. And if you know the answer, put it in the comment section. The question is, which bowler took the most wickets, that is 7, in the Ireland-India T20I series in 2018? My cricket guests can also think about this. Don't give me the answer right away. We'll find out what the right answer is towards the end of the show. Now, coming to talk about today's match, what happened in the India versus South Africa series, jahan pe villain tha. It was a beautiful stage in Chinnaswamy Stadium, lekin rain played villain over there. And unfortunately, I have the same villain doing the rounds for this particular series as well. The update being about the pitch report, looks like we have a delay for the toss of the coin as dark clouds have swooped in. The ground staff have covered the pitch as it has started to rain. Well, that's unfortunate news, but we're hoping we'll get quick updates in some time as to what we can expect from the toss. But coming back to you, Umesh, आप बात कर रहे थे about Umran Malik. सबसे पहले ये एक बेहतरीन स्टेज है उनके लिए to showcase in the international aspects of things. लेकिन do you think it's too soon to start counting कि वो मतलब वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया प्लेन में चढ़ेंगे जरूर and he will get that opportunity, or some more time is required?
Actually, saying something about that much future will be too early, and he should be tested, tried and tested here in the Ireland, because the wickets in the Western countries or even Australian conditions, like Irish conditions, are the similar to that of, because we have the more pace bowling friendly wickets in like in Ireland, England, South Africa, Australia, like Sina countries we talk about. So they are mostly the बॉलर फ्रेंड, बट इफ अगर यहाँ पे उमरान अगर टेस्ट हो जाते हैं ना, तो आगे के लिए उनके पास ये चीज कोच और कैप्टन के लिए और टीम मैनेजमेंट के लिए फिगर आउट करने के लिए ये चीज आसान रहेगी कि उमरान को ऑस्ट्रेलियन असाइनमेंट के लिए उमरान फिट होते हैं या नहीं होते हैं, या अभी उन्हें अपने ऊपर और काम करने की जरूरत है। बिकॉज बिकॉज आईपीएल में जो उनका रहा वो एक अच्छी चीज है, बट एक इंटरनेशनल टर्फ पे टेस्ट होना एक बड़ी चीज है।
All right. And of course, all you Umran Malik fans, tell me in the comment section, how excited are you for him? Dusri taraf, when I said we're looking for good news, now the latest update is that of course, rain has stopped and the covers are coming off. Now, this is, as good as what happens in England as well. I'm prepared for that as well when the 50 scheduled test is going to happen, when rain is going to come to play. But let's continue talking about this exciting series. Jahan pe approaching milestones hai, we'll find out from Rishabh उनको क्या लगता है which is the most doable in these approaching milestones. If we could take a look on our screens, Rishabh, let's take a look at the approaching milestones and tell us which one do you think is most doable in this. If our producer could show us another approaching milestone as well. All right, Rishabh, over to you. Which one do you think is the most doable, or you're banking on?
Well, I guess all the Indian milestones are going to they are going to reach all these milestones, the Indian players in particular, in this very first game itself, because they all seem pretty close to it. You see Bhuvneshwar Kumar requiring just 3 wickets to become the second highest wicket taker for India, and Dinesh Karthik just 9 runs away from 500 runs in T20 internationals, and also Hardik Pandya just 12 runs away from 2,500 runs across formats. So yeah, all these are doable in the first game itself, I believe. And coming back to the island milestones, I guess they will require a bit of time.
All right. So, आप सबका क्या कहना है? Do you think Craig Young can get 2 scalps away from reaching 50 wickets in T20Is? Give me your predictions in the comments. Continuing to talk about this match, there's also a very interesting player battle. Let's take a look at that on our screens and let's find out Umesh को क्या कहना है इसके बारे में. यहाँ तो सिर्फ 2 रन मारे उन्होंने Andrew, and दूसरी तरफ Chahal has sent him back to the pavilion on 2 occasions in those 2 runs. So, Umesh, will this be the exciting player battle to watch out for आपके हिसाब से?
Exactly, this will be the exciting battle to watch out for. और बेसिकली क्या है कि चहल अभी एक शानदार फॉर्म में है भी। चहल के पास अभी मोमेंटम है, जो कि वो आईपीएल से लेके आ रहे हैं, जो कि वो साउथ अफ्रीकन सीरीज से लेके आ रहे हैं। तो हो सकता है काफी इंटरेस्टिंग बैटल होगा। एंडी मेलबर्नी भी पिछले 10 मैचों में उन्होंने काफी अच्छा किया है। बीते 10 मैचों में उनका एवरेज ऑलमोस्ट इज स्कोर्ड अबव 25 और 24 एवरेज। तो वो ठीक ठाक मोमेंटम में वो भी, और ये काफी अच्छा होगा अगर इफ एवरीथिंग फॉल्स इन प्लेस एज अ डबलिन, और अगर बारिश बंद हो जाती तो ये वाला बैटल काफी इंटरेस्टिंग और बन रहा है।
हाँ, पहले तो वो रेन का बैटल खत्म हो जाए, then we can proceed to see what else is going to be happening. But a very interesting thing that has happened in both these back-to-back 2 assignments for Team India is we've seen different people at the helm of affairs. The India versus South Africa series, last minute, it was Rishabh Pant leading. This time around, it's going to be Hardik Pandya at the helm of affairs. And one thing is for sure, when you are leading an IPL team, it is completely different when you are, of course, leading a T20I side on an international stage. So Hardik Pandya did give a particular statement. If you could take a look at that on social tracker as to what the quote is about captaincy. And I'll come to you, Rishabh, because you were also asked a question very recently whether who's the better captain, KL Rahul or Hardik Pandya. And I remember you said it was Hardik. But of course, that's because he's proved in terms of his IPL captaincy. But here he has stated, I've taken a lot of things from Kohli and Dhoni at the same time. I wanted to be natural as a captain. I like to be practical and take decisions that way. This is, of course, his style or method of captaincy. But a big stage like the T20I, him going into this, even though it's a 2-match T20I series, what is your take? And what do you think is going to be happening here in his approach?
Well, I guess I think even in the press conference itself, Hardik made it pretty clear that we might be getting to see new faces coming up, and playing in this series. So yeah, that has already happened. So Imran Malik has made his debut. So yeah,
Right.
he's really looking to give chances to the bench players. And the other thing that he will be really looking to make a statement over here that okay, I'm here, I won the IPL, and I'm also ready to take the international captaincy if opportunity presents itself. So yeah,
Right.
Hardik, I believe, is in the mood to really prove everyone that he is here.
All right. And in terms of coming to his captaincy, Umesh, Hardik, once again, like I think Rishabh has summarized it very well, key opportunities for fresh faces wo dena chahenge. लेकिन just looking at Hardik's journey in the past 1 year, injury की वजह से उसके बाद he didn't have a great T20 World Cup 2022. He worked on himself, came back leading. He was not retained in the auction thereafter by Mumbai Indians. Uske baad to lead a new franchise, lift the title. What is it about Hardik, the player, and his journey? Just looking at that in the scheme of things, what is your takeaway from that?
Actually, my take will be that it's all about the hard work when you are being marginalized because of some natural circumstances or sometimes of some other issues. So basically, Hardik को जब injury हुई, so it is something which you don't have control over. And you can't control the things. तो ये इंजरी एक चीज हुई जो जिस पर ना हार्दिक का कंट्रोल था, ना मैनेजमेंट का कंट्रोल था, ना बीसीसीआई या किसी का भी ऐसा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं था. तो बेसिकली बात ये है कि हार्दिक ने जो एक सफर तय किया पिछले 1 साल में, एक्चुअली वो काफी इंस्पायरिंग है और उन्होंने अपने ऊपर काम किया, मेहनत की. जब उनको लगा कि वो अपनी इंजरी की वजह से बॉलिंग में थोड़े से इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, देन ही वर्कड ऑन हिज बैटिंग क्वाइट अ मोर, और उन्होंने बैटिंग में इंप्रूव किया, सब चीज उन्होंने इंप्रूव किया, और फिर गुजरात के लिए आना, कैप्टनसी करना, आईपीएल में जिस तरह से उन्होंने कम किया, एंड ही प्रूव्ड हिमसेल्फ ऑन अ टफ टर्फ. क्योंकि आईपीएल से ज्यादा टफ टर्फ आपको इंडिया में प्रूव करने के लिए कोई उससे ज्यादा मतलब मिलेगा नहीं, क्योंकि जिस तरह से आईपीएल में उन्होंने प्रूव किया कि यस आई कैन लीड एंड प्ले इन द सेम टाइम. तो उन्होंने एग्जाम्पल सेट किए, बीइंग ए स्कीपर उन्होंने जिस तरह से परफॉर्म किया, ही सेट एग्जाम्पल्स फॉर विद दैट. तो अभी जो ये पूरी जर्नी है इसको इस तरह से देखा जाए कि इंडिया के लिए काफी पॉजिटिव्स हैं. और जिस तरह से अभी डब्ल्यू वी रमन और कई लोगों ने, कई पुराने एक्सपर्ट्स ने, क्रिकेटर्स ने एक बात कही है कि हार्दिक में फ्यूचर कैप्टन देखा जा सकता है. ऑल्दो दैट विल बी क्वाइट अर्ली टू से, बट यस इफ वी वर्क ऑन इट वी कैन हैव अ लुक एट इट.
Right. I mean, ultimately, it's all about opportunities being given to talented youngsters, and it's just only time will tell how they make the best of it. A lot was said about Rishabh Pant as well recently, but ultimately he did make that comeback eventually in the third and fourth T20I. Now, coming back to this particular match, a very interesting update coming that a cap is being handed in the Ireland huddle, and that's Connor Alpert is making his Ireland debut. Would either of you who would like to comment on Connor getting his debut cap today? Rishabh, would you like to comment on that?
Well, I guess it's a great opportunity for any youngster to go out there and represent the country. I mean, we all live to dream. We all dream to have this opportunity, and been finally presented it today, and hopefully he'll do well for his team.
All right. Coming to you, Umesh, you had given us your predicted playing 11. जिसमें Connor actually थे. So this opportunity being meted out to him. Do you think he's going to be that interesting player to watch out from the Ireland side?
Yeah, he might be because आयरलैंड के साइड से क्या है कि जब भी आप किसी मतलब एसोसिएट या कह लें कि इंडिया के कंपैरिजन में वो टीम को थोड़ा सा जब भी इन तरह से इस तरह के एनकाउंटर्स होते हैं तो कम करके आंका जाता है, एज दे हैव क्वाइट अ बिट नथिंग टू लूज. सो कॉनर ऑल्फर्ट हो या जॉश लिटिल हो या एंड्रू मैकब्राइन, मतलब जितने भी लोग हैं, मतलब इनके पास एक प्रूव करने का एक मौका होगा. इवन इज टॉकिंग स्पेशली अबाउट द कॉनर ऑल्फर्ट. तो कॉनर ऑल्फर्ट के पास ये एक स्टेटमेंट डिलीवर करने का अच्छा मौका होगा, because he is being
Right.
given a chance against a strong team like India, and which is studded up with the youngsters and the informed batters and bowlers, and quite a bit informed team coming ahead of a series draw with the South Africa. तो इसके
Right.
लिए कॉनर ऑल्फर्ट हो तो ही, या अनडाउटेडली ही विल बी अ प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट फॉर.
Okay, I see a lot of comments coming in as to what is the toss update. Don't worry, we're waiting just like you as well. We're just waiting for a little, I think, a couple of more minutes, and then I'll be able to tell you what the toss update is. But what do you have to say about Connor making his debut for Ireland? Tell me that in the comments. We'll also find out what the head-to-head is looking like when both Team India and Ireland have clashed before in the T20I format. Over here, they played 3 matches, out of which India have won 3, and that should be Ireland. I apologize from our end for that particular error. I'll come to you, Rishabh, on this. Ireland can still open their account. Anything can happen. So, what is your takeaway looking at the context of the weather also coming in? What do you think? Who is it going to be a much more advantageous pitch for? Bowlers, batter? How would that work?
Well, I guess since the rain is pouring down, both the teams will be looking to chase, as we know how this Duckworth Lewis turn can mess up the target for the chasing team or the team batting first. And the other thing is that Ireland have nothing to lose, literally, as Umesh just mentioned. They will just go out, play their heart out, and make a big statement. They are here to make a statement against this top cricketing nation that they're up against. So I
Right,
think all the players will be really charged up to perform well. And also, I read a statement, I think it was from Andy Barbine only. He
right,
said that he's looking for the players are looking for opportunity to play in the Indian Premier League. So
right.
this is the most perfect platform for them to showcase their skills.
That's absolutely right. I see a lot of people saying that Ireland is going to win the match. Well, we're glad if you think, Ireland is going to win. Where are all the Team India fans? Give me your predictions. What do you think is going to happen? Would it be a better option to chase today? What is your takeaway? Tell me that. Coming to you, Umesh, when India and Ireland have clashed before in a particular series, who do you think has been very interesting in that particular battle? And would we be seeing the same in this particular series?
Basically, things have quite a bit changed with the previous ones, like in the from the previous encounters. Because India have always won all the matches against the Ireland, and in the previous matches, Kuldeep Yadav has been the more effective. If we talk about the particular player, Kuldeep Yadav has been the more effective, and they have couple of players. The batters have Indian batters have also shown
Yeah.
the instinct to deliver. So if we look into this match, both teams, I guess, both teams will be coming out with a fresh mindset of forgetting all the previous records and stats in their minds. Because when you're on the field, you can't move away and you can't play with the stats in your head.
All right, that's an interesting way to look at it as well. Now, everybody was waiting for the moment to see कि toss के बारे में क्या होगा. India have won the toss and Hardik Pandya has decided to field first. So I'll come to you, Rishabh. Was this exactly what we were predicting and expecting?
Well, indeed, I think since the rain is pouring down, you never know about the weather. So, like, if it starts raining in between of the innings, it will, you have to go through a lot of changes immediately as a batting side. Like,
Yeah.
you are at the starting of the innings, you're playing for 20 overs, but then immediately rain comes and you are left with only 3 overs to go. So, chasing will always be an advantage for the team batting second.
All right. Before we come to the playing 11 for both the teams, let's take a look at what is happening on Social Tracker and get Umesh and Rishabh's opinion about it as well, and from all of you as well. So let's take a quick look as to what is happening on Social Tracker. Wish Rohit Sharma a speedy recovery. Hope he recovers in time to lead the Indian team for the upcoming Test match. This is what Mohammad Azruddin has tweeted. Umesh, आपको क्या लगता है? Just in case Rohit will not be fit for that fifth rescheduled Test match, who will be at the helm of affairs for Team India?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't get it.
Who do you think would be apt to lead the Indian side just in case Rohit does not make it in time for the fifth rescheduled Test match?
Actually, there's a skepticism quite a bit that Rohit might be absent for the test. So I guess what all people are talking about, I would like to go with the majority with the Jasprit Bumrah.
All right.
That he might lead the team in the rescheduled test match. And yes, it will be interesting to it will be interesting to see a pace bowler leading the team after a long time.
Yeah, actually, that was going to be my next question. Rishabh, what do you think of that? I mean, let's hope that, of course, the Indian skipper is back in time and absolutely fit. If not, Jasprit Bumrah, especially in the Indian format, we have never seen this in a very, very long time. So, how interesting would that be if Bumrah were to lead the side?
Well, it's been a great journey for Jasprit Bumrah so far. Like he made his Test debut in the year 2018 and took a fifer in every country he went to. He took a fifer in South Africa and then in England and then Australia. And also now he has stormed into the top 10 rankings as well. From there to just imagine he'll be captaining the Indian team. How big an achievement that will be. I mean, the last bowling captain that I remember was way back in 1987's Kapil Dev.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in India as well, I think the last bowling captain also that I remember, not a seamer, but just a spinner. Anil Kumble was the last bowling captain we had in the team.
Yeah.
So, Jasprit Bumrah will surely be making headlines and I think he will prove well. He will purely do justice to his role.
All right. Okay. So we'll have to, of course, wait and watch if Bumrah is going to be leading or if Rohit Sharma is going to be just, back in time to be leading the Indian side. But both agla assignment hai Team India ka. Getting back to today's clash, Andrew has said that probably would have bowled because of the weather around. Guys are excited for this series. Really important to play against one of the best teams in the world. Dusri taraf, Hardik Pandya has said, we're going to bowl. We would have loved to bat, but looking at the weather, we feel bowling would be better. Nice to be in Ireland, have fans here, and feels like playing at home. Absolute honor to lead India. Any cricketer, I believe, who starts playing dreams of leading the country, and I'm very lucky to be leading my country. My role is simple: just back them and ask them to play with freedom. Umran makes his debut. Now that, of course, everybody was waiting, especially during the India-South Africa series, कि उनको chance मिलेगा, नहीं मिलेगा. So for all you Umran Malik fans, finally we're going to see him in action today. Coming to you, Umesh, who do you think is going to be, really troublesome from the island side for India to watch out today?
Can you repeat the question, Nivedna, please?
आपके हिसाब से आइलैंड की तरफ से who is going to prove dangerous for Team India आज?
Actually, Ireland की तरफ से Andy Balboni might be a question mark for the India to solve out. Because if India batters get him early, so they might have an upper hand in the match. And even if we talk about Paul Sterling, Stephen Dhoni, the upper batting, the top order of the Ireland is quite a bit something India need to resolve it very early in the match. But if we talk about the bowlers, then yes, Connor Alford might be a mystery for the India.
All right, and there's a little bit of comment coming in, which I will take from, I believe, Rao Asif Nawaz, and I'll come to you, Rishabh, on this observation where he has said that the pitch seems to have a green tinge at the top and the covering seems even. Would be surprising if the Pacers don't get help. So let's talk about the Pacers apart from Umran, who could be proved to be, dangerous today.
Well, I guess it will be Avesh Khan and Umran Malik, obviously, man. How can we not keep him in the picture? Like, he will be raring to go today, bowling in those 150 plus, as he's been bowling in the IPL so far. He will be raring to go. And we might get to see some chin music in the first over itself if he comes out to bowl.
All right, that's a huge prediction. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to come true. And if it does come true, of course, all Team India fans would be happy. But let's go back to Social Tracker to find out वहाँ पे क्या चर्चा चल रहा है. And then, of course, we'll come to the playing 11 to take a look at who's playing. If you could, take a look. Mumbai Indians fan club has tweeted, recover soon, Captain Rohit Sharma, come back stronger. Cricket Trackers also tweeted that Hardik Pandya is all set to become the 9th captain to lead Team India in T20Is. All right. Now, talking about Hardik Pandya as well and all these names that have been doing the rounds, let's also talk a little bit about the T20 World Cup 2022. I'll talk to both of you and say, what is an apt playing 11 looking like for Team India in terms of all these names that are doing the rounds? Also, looks like for a lot of spots, the competition is a lot more. So, Rishabh, I'll come to you first. Do you have an ideal combination going into this, high-profile campaign?
Well, we have a problem of plenty. Well, it's mostly a good situation for any team to be in. But
Yeah.
looking at our performance in the last World Cup, we really need to make some good changes, and we really need to back those players who will, score big and perform with the ball when the opportunity arrives. So that is what we've been lacking in the Indian team so far. Like we see in the 2019 World Cup semi-final as well, the players try to just get under a bit of shell when they are facing any precarious situation or they are up against in a pressure situation. So like we need to back those players who we see like they will perform out of their skin when the opportunity demands them to. Well, as of any ideal playing 11, I don't have a complete list for you at the moment because we believe like we still 10 more T20 internationals to go, and there are
Okay,
a lot
so let
more.
me touch you there. So, two names that we haven't seen at all, and you think two names that should definitely be given a chance. Now, let's talk about that. What are the two names that you would put in there?
Well, both the players that I wanted to see. First one is making his debut today, Imran Malik, and the second one is Arshdeep. Arshdeep deserves a chance.
All right. So
Yes.
okay. That is his two names. All of you tell me, आपको क्या लगता है? Would you want to see a Rahul Tripathi as well? Of course, so much conversation about Dinesh Karthik too. So tell me that in the comments. उमेश, आपके हिसाब से, अगर आपके पास भी playing 11 नहीं है, कैसे मतलब players के हिसाब से, who would you consider, especially keeping in mind Australian conditions? What is your opinion on that?
Australian conditions, man, if you ask me about the ideal playing 11 for the T20 World Cup, I would definitely like to go with Dinesh Karthik as a wicketkeeper batter in the team. And definitely the combination they had against South Africa in the T20I series. So they should go with that, excluding Rishabh Pant. I might sound harsh in this, but yes, they should exclude Rishabh Pant, and DK should be there to keep the wickets. And apart from that, they can shuffle with Umran and Harshal. Yeah, and yes, I will stand with Rishabh's opinion that Arshdeep should be given the chances. But if we talk about the Australian conditions, then I will like to go with Umran and Harshal in the pace attack. And definitely Ruturaj and Ishan to open the inning, and Suryakumar Yadav on the number three, or Deepak Hooda. And even you can also go with Rahul Tripathi on number four, or Deepak Hooda. You can choose between both of these. And apart from that, you have all rounders, Akshar Patel, and in the spin combination, Yuzvendra Chahal will be a good pick to go ahead. And apart from that, you can also give the chances because you have four opportunities before the World Cup. This is the one, excluding this Ireland opportunity. You have the other three opportunities to pick the best 11 for the World Cup. So you can figure out it from that. But this is something like the ideal combination should be for the World Cup in the Australian conditions.
All right, it seems like a long list that you get at a Udupi restaurant if you ever go, right? Like there are so many options that you wouldn't know what to choose from, and you're overwhelmed looking at the menu. It pretty much looks like the same, but they would probably also have to cover up in terms of what happened last year, fix all those loopholes, and come back stronger this year is what Team India will be looking at. Now, before wrapping up, everybody was waiting for this, so let's take a quick look at what the playing 11 is looking like for Team India first. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Ishan Kishan opening. Right after that, Deepak Hooda, Suryakumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, Akshar Patel, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Avesh Khan, Yuzvendra Chahal, and of course Umran Malik. And coming to Team Ireland, of course, Umesh, would you want to tell us who is the playing 11 that Ireland have gone with?
Actually, they have gone with Paul Sterling and Andy Valverde as the openers, Gareth Delaney as the third number three, Harry Tector on the number four, and Logan Turger will be keeping the wickets. George Dockrell, Mark Adair, Andy McBride, Tag Young, Joshua Little, and last but not least, the debutant Connor Alford.
All right, on that very note, two very exciting debuts in store for us. But before we wrap up, let me find out from Umesh and Rishabh if they remember that question I asked them in the beginning. Do you have the answer to this? One of you took his name. Exactly. Okay. All right. So Umesh has got it right, which is why we get all our cricket guests on the show, because ultimately they always have almost the right predictions. And of course, when it comes to answering trivia questions, they do a fantastic job. On that very note, want to thank everybody, all you viewers as well, for coming with all the enthusiasm, giving me your predictions, your analysis, and of course, Rishabh and Umesh for taking the time out and coming on Crick Tracker's special show in the air. But don't forget, the action is going to start now, but we will join you once again in the post-match analysis to find out what happened in the first T20I between Ireland and, of course, Team India. So I'll see you on the other side. Of course, until then, stay tuned to Crick Tracker for the latest news in the world of cricket.